Well, hello guys. Welcome back. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the first 2 days, the first two nights of the playoffs. Kind of do a little summary of each one. And again, I did a video talking about superstitions, about wearing a particular jersey on a game night. The Minnesota Wild proved, or at least I proved, and I fully take the blame. Before the Wild game, before game one of the Wild Blues game, I put on my Wild stuff. I put on my Wild jersey, my Wild hat, and what did the Wild proceed to do? Go out and get shut out 4-0. So there's why I don't wear my Wild stuff on a game night. They lose all the time. Now I had a couple friends of mine say, well, if that works, then where's St. Louis tomorrow? Because I'm recording this on late Tuesday, late Tuesday night. So this will probably come up or be posted on Wednesday morning. So I figured I'd just let you guys know when, because if you're like tomorrow, if you're wondering, like, why is he saying tomorrow? It's today. Well, from it's tomorrow from the day I'm recording this. So yeah, I've had some friends that say, well, you should get dress up, put your Blues jersey on, Blues jersey, Blues hat, and maybe maybe the Wild will win. Who knows? but yeah, that was the first big. God, what a bad, just a bad night. I mean, the Wild they came out. I don't know what was going on with them, but they came into the first game of the playoffs and they definitely kind of crapped the bed. But there were some other really good games, though. I mean, the Oilers and Kings from the first night, that was a phenomenal game. I mean, that came down to, it was tied 3-3 going into the last few minutes, basically. I mean, some of the games I didn't really get a chance to watch a lot because I was out. I was out, hanging out with a couple of friends, watching the Wild game. Watching the Wild get destroyed. So I didn't really get a chance to watch a lot of the other games, but the Oilers and Kings game was fantastic. With the Kings pulling that one out with a couple minutes to go. The Maple Leafs and Lightning. What in the hell happened there? That was nuts. I don't know if Tampa just... did Tampa just decide to not show up for game one? Maybe. I don't know. But they absolutely got smoked by Toronto. So, and they play their second game again tomorrow. And we'll see what kind of comeback they can have there. Of course, the Hurricanes ended up beating up on Boston. Was it 5-1? 5-1, I think. I'll have to look back. I'll have to look back at that. But yeah, I think it was 5-1, and it was a close game. It was a pretty close game throughout until then. But yeah, it was crazy. The first night was fun. It was fun. First night was a lot of fun, with the exception of course, the Wild getting absolutely destroyed. But hopefully game 2 will be a little better for. Hopefully it'll be better for Toronto. Hopefully be better for the Wild, because God, you can't look much worse. Well, although, yeah, you could, because Tampa looked pretty bad. But, so that was kind of a little overview of the first night's game. Now the game's tonight. Holy mackerel. Now, talk about the tale of a couple of, the tale of 2 days. I mean, the Calgary Dallas game. That was a 1-0 shutout in favor of Calgary, and Calgary was control. I mean, they controlled a lot of the game. They really did. I mean, I watched. I got to watch. I was watching a good chunk of it. They controlled a good chunk of that game. Dallas had some chances, and they and right there with the goalie pulled, they just missed one. I mean, it went right over the. I mean, literally just. I don't know if it hopped over the stick of Hintz, but that could have tied the game and sent it to overtime. But Calgary held on. They won that game 1-0. They took a 1-0 series lead in their series, and that was a really good game. The Panthers and Capitals. Well, this, of course, Florida. They win the President's Trophy. Everybody's like, hey, you know what? They're finally going to break through. Are they? Are they? I know it's only one game, but I'm wondering now, is this going to be another first-round loss possibly for Florida? Because playoff Washington showed up. I mean, Washington played that game like they were playing in 2018. I mean, they were on fire. They were all over the place. And I mean, Florida had a 2-1 lead going into the third, and Washington decided, no, we're going to take it away. And that's exactly what they did. And so the Capitals are up 1-0 in that series as they beat Florida 4-2. Then, of course, the total butt whooping of the night was Colorado and Nashville. That game was over at the end of the first period. I mean, it was done at the end of the first period. I mean, when it's 5-0 at the end of the first, yeah, it game's over. There's no coming back from that. So Nashville without UC Saros, that's a big loss. And I picked Colorado in 5 in this series. If Saros isn't able to play, and if Nashville just gets dominated like they did tonight, it won't be a 5-game series. It'll be 4. It'll be over in 4 in favor of Colorado. So that was nuts, and that was a final 7-1. 7-1 was the final on that one. And then I figured the game of the night. The game of the night. Of course, I wear Pittsburgh and the New York Rangers. Oh boy, what a fantastic game that was. I mean, the Rangers come out in that first period just flying. I mean, flying. They jump up 2-0 right away. It's 2-0 at the end of the first, and we're thinking, oh boy, this could get ugly. But then Pittsburgh, to their credit, they came back. They responded in the second period. They dominated the second period. They tied the game at 2. And you're thinking, okay, hey, now we got a game. Well, then the Rangers take the lead again, and it's like, okay, they're the Rangers looking good again. And then Pittsburgh ties it, and then with, what was it, a couple minutes, 3 minutes left, it looked like the Rangers had taken the lead. And it's a goal that, it's ruled a goal on the ice. Fantastic play. I believe it was Kako for the Rangers. He came through and he bowled over to Smith. Now, to me, watching it, it looked like he kind of got pushed by the Penguin player into DeSmith, but Kako goes down, and while he is on his belly, he makes this beautiful backward pass to, I just had a brain fart on who scored the goal, on who would have scored the goal, and it was a beautiful pass, but it's all negated as Pittsburgh challenges, and they take a look at it. Referee comes back, no goal. So that obviously was a turning point. At least it certainly seemed like it. I mean, because that would have been 4-3. It would have been 4-3 Rangers, and the Rangers probably would have held on to win. Well, then it goes, so, the goal's taken off the board. It goes to overtime. Goes one overtime, goes to a second overtime, and I'm monitoring. I'm kind of monitoring the score as we're going along, because we were at the gym, getting a workout in. And so, I'm kind of monitoring. I'm not watching a lot of the game, but I'm seeing little, I'm catching snippets of it because they did have the game on a couple of the TVs at the fitness center we were at. So, but even when we weren't, in the area where we could see the TVs, I was still, I'm looking up on my phone. I'm seeing, God, is it still going? Is it still going? And it was still going. And then finally, in the third overtime, longest game in the fourth iteration of Madison Square Garden, the longest game they've ever seen there. And it's only fitting that you, at least on one of the first two nights where you've got game ones, you get a game that's going to go double, triple overtime. And Evgeny Malkin gets a beautiful tip, beats Shesterkin, and the Penguins are up 1-0. And the crazy thing about that, too, was after the second overtime, DeSmith comes out, and Louis Domingue comes in. Or was it the end? Wait. Might have been before the end of the second overtime. DeSmith comes out. Apparently he's cramping up, and he's having trouble. He's cramping up. So he goes out, and Louis Domingue comes in. And wow. He made 17 saves. Was fantastic. And, and Igor Shesterkin, he made 79 saves. How good is Igor Shesterkin? Woo-hoo, boy. Yeah, 79 saves in a game one loss. That, I know how tired those guys are going to be for game two. That'll be interesting. But yeah, what a game that was. Triple overtime. I love those games. I love them. I think it's something else. A game that goes to overtime, especially in the playoffs. Playoff overtime is so fun. And it's not no 3-on-3. It's full. It's sudden death. It go 1 overtime, 2, 3, 4, 5 overtimes. They go until somebody scores. And this one, it went. They almost played 2 complete games in one. It was fantastic. It was a great game. So all of the series have all of the game ones in the 8 series have been played, and so game 2 is tomorrow for Minnesota, St. Louis, Edmonton, and Los Angeles, Carolina and Boston, and Toronto and Tampa. Those are the game twos for tomorrow. So what a wicked night. And we had a complete blowout, and we had a total barn burner. I mean, talk about two opposite ends of the spectrum there. It's playoff hockey. That's the beauty of it. So let me know what you guys thought. Let me know your guys' thoughts about what you thought about all the game ones that are now in the book. And yeah, what do you guys think could happen in game two? You know, do you see some of these series getting tied at 1 apiece, or do you see some going 2-0 in favor of the teams that have won? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. I thank you guys for being here. If you're if you're new to the channel and you're just seeing this video, hope you enjoy it. If you did, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I would love to have you all be a part of the channel. It would be awesome to have you guys all here with me. And yeah, playoff hockey. What a blast. So yeah, night three is tomorrow. And I think what I'm gonna try to do is at the end of each night, I think I'm gonna try and do a video and talk about each of the games that night. At least, kind of give a little bit of a summary. I mean, I don't have like the extensive, the extensive, stuff that Shannon, the hockey guy, does. Where he goes into the in-depth reviews, which I love. I love watching those. And so I mean, I can't really do that, but doing a review of all the games all at once, and giving my thoughts on it. I think I'll try to do that through each night, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and hopefully you guys will all tune in. So, but yeah, that's the first 2 nights of the Stanley Cup Playoffs, and yeah, my favorite time of the year. Love this. Love the Stanley Cup Playoffs, even though it's a little later they started a little later again. That's okay. It's still my favorite time of the year. And again, hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. And come tune in. And I will see you guys again very soon.